The Steelers win a tough game in Washington this week to improve to 7-2, winning 28-27. And honestly, a game that the Steelers really had to fight to even stay in it in the fourth quarter and in the second half. Mistakes were made in both halves throughout the game by the Steelers, yet this is what playoff teams and Super Bowl caliber teams do. They win these tough games even when things don't go perfect. And I'm so freaking proud of this Pittsburgh Steelers team as they get a win against a bona fide playoff opponent on the road. Big time win for the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Before we break down my game balls, my takeaways for today's game, make sure you type those W's down there in the comments section to celebrate the Steelers' 7th win of the 2024 NFL season. So we did have a couple injuries here. I haven't listened to Mike Tomlin's post-game press conference at the time of filming this, but Alex Highsmith left with an ankle, and Dante Jackson left with a hamstring. Dante did not return, and as we know, those hamstring injuries can be a little bit fickle. So we'll see what the Steelers' plan is at outside corner if he's not able to go in weeks to come. Then Alex Highsmith, it was a really nasty ankle injury, couldn't put any pressure on it as he was coming off the field. You really hope it's not a broken ankle. You're hoping it's a bad sprain, because if that's the case, he might be able to come back later in the season. So our thoughts and our prayers go out to both of these guys, especially Alex Highsmith. Hopefully it's not a season ender. So type those 56s for me down there in the comments section to show some love to Alex Highsmith. If you want to show love to Dante Jackson as well, type those 26s. Let's start with our game balls here, starting with Russell Wilson. And was it a perfect day for Russ? No, it was not, all right? I thought that Arthur Smith honestly didn't put Russ in a lot of positions to succeed at times, putting Van Jefferson and Calvin Austin III on goes and fades a lot in this one. Only 50% completion percentage for Russ on less than 200 yards passing, but he did have 3 touchdowns. He did have kind of a bad interception. He was certainly pressing when he threw that ball in the double coverage to George Pickens. So it wasn't Russ's best day, but man, did he show up when the team needed him to show up in the red zone. He really came up big. On third down, he came up big multiple times, especially on that final drive. And this is the Russell Wilson the Steelers got, right? You know, he's not going to be the superstar guy that's putting up 400 yards passing in a game anymore. But he is the guy that's going to show up in big-time moments, and he's going to win you the football game when things get tight. And that's exactly what happened with Russell Wilson today. And I'm so glad this guy is QB1 here in Pittsburgh. Second game ball goes to Captain Cam. He had a hell of a day, man. He was getting in the backfield, multiple quick sacks on the day. He had a couple pass deflections at the line of scrimmage. This guy's playing like a first-team All-Pro player in the NFL this year, guys. He is having an unbelievably good season, and today, honestly, might have been his best day of the year outside of maybe the Raiders game. He absolutely dominated. He was a big reason why the Steelers' pass rush was getting Jaden Daniels to kind of panic at times. Throughout this game, Jaden, one of the more accurate quarterbacks in football, really had some bad misses accuracy-wise in this one. So Cam, big kudos to Captain Cam, man. He is the heart and soul of this Steelers defense alongside TJ Watt, and he deserves a game ball for this one. Another game ball goes to George Pickens. I mean, how about that incredible acrobatic touchdown catch in the first quarter, falling back, full extension, spinning to get the touchdown. I mean, this guy is just an absolute freak. And not only can he make those spectacular catches down the field, but he showed his ability to make plays after the catch as well. He had multiple in-breakers today that went for big gains after the catch. So George Pickens today, almost 100 yards, had a touchdown, obviously, on 5 catches. Honestly, the Steelers offense needs to prioritize getting the ball to George Pickens more. I think with Mike Williams getting on the field more often, that's probably going to happen. Speaking of Mike Williams, he gets a game ball today, man. Getting the go-ahead touchdown when he barely plays at all the entire game. It's the first time he touches the ball as a Pittsburgh Steelers, a game-winning touchdown on a moon ball from Russell Wilson. You just can't write a story better than that. Plain and simply, big shout-out to Big Mike, and I really, really hope he plays more in the weeks to come. I just think he probably didn't have a full handle on the playbook, and Mike Tomlin wanted everybody out there to be 100% ready to go. And the times Mike was out there, it was to be a pick guy or it was to be a downfield threat like he was late in the game. And thank God he was out there, because if he wasn't, maybe the Steelers don't win this football game. So let me know down there in the comments section, who is the MVP of the game? Do you give it to Cam Heyward? Do you give it to Mike Williams? Do you give it to Russell Wilson? Do you give it to Najee Harris, who battled through a little bit of an injury today? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section if you haven't already. And now let's have word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And guys, if you want to go see more Steelers games, heck, if you want to go see the Steelers play the Ratbirds the next week at Acrisure Stadium, go ahead and download the free Game Time app today and use their brand new feature, Game Time Picks. Multiple people that watch this show have already contacted me saying they got great ticket prices for Steelers home games using Game Time Picks. And what this new feature from Game Time allows you to do is it filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Just select one button, the GT Picks button at the top of the screen on an event you want to go see, and Game Time automatically filters through their entire database to find you the best tickets at the best prices with the best deals for you and your family. What I love about using the Game Time app is you get the lowest price guarantee on any ticket to any event, all-in pricing so you don't get slapped with crazy fees at checkout and flash deals and get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to game time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code ChatSports. It's one word, all caps, ChatSports for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So my takeaways here from this Week 10 win. Number one, Arthur Smith needs to be better, folks. I mean, goodness gracious. He almost lost this team the game at times, in my opinion, because, I mean, if Mike Tomlin says don't put Mike Williams out there, that's one thing. To run pretty much a Mike Williams offense with Calvin Austin III and Van Jefferson getting 50-50 balls on goes and fades from the slot, it's just not going to work, plain and simply. Okay, and that's the offense that they ran today, and, Russ threw it up to them. When they had one-on-one opportunities, he gave them chances, and that's just not what Calvin Austin and Van Jefferson do. They don't do that stuff, all right? So, and honestly, Van Jefferson doesn't do much well at all. So the fact that he was a big part of this offensive passing attack today is a joke, all right? And it allowed the Washington Commanders defense to double-team Pickens all game long, all right? And the whole reason why you spend a fifth-round draft pick on Mike Williams is to draw attention away from Pickens. Don't allow teams to double-team him. And we saw that here where if you put Mike Williams on one-on-one coverage, you're going to get burned. Russell Wilson showed that in the fourth quarter with that game-winning touchdown today. Hopefully they put Mike Williams in there as a starter moving forward, needs to play more. Also, Russell Wilson showed up big, my second takeaway, man. And was it perfect today for Russ? No, it was, I think, by far the worst he's looked as the Steelers starting quarterback. But he showed up big in big moments, man. Third and long. He had a couple really big third and long conversions as a passer. He also had that hugely clutch touchdown to Mike Williams, dropping it right in the bucket to a guy he's never thrown a pass to in his NFL career, trusting him in that clutch moment and put it right in the breadbasket. When you need Russell Wilson to throw you a touchdown pass, when you need Russell Wilson to show up big in a big moment, this is what this guy does, and it's why I think the Steelers are going to be a very dangerous team when this team gets to January. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're almost already at 67,000 subscribers. There's so many people that clicked that subscribe button today and joined our family. We added at least about 1,000 subscribers on today's show, so we really do appreciate your guys' support. Help us get to 67 by clicking that subscribe button right now. Another takeaway here, and I discussed it with the Arthur Smith segment here, Big Mike needs to play more, plain and simply, all right? This next week, he has an entire week to learn this playbook. I don't care. There's no excuse to not play him on just about every single snap. Now, if you want to put Van Jefferson in there as a rotational guy, give Big Mike a rest at times on early downs, etc., fine, do that. But he showed today that he is the guy that the Steelers brought him in to be, that 50-50 ball winner, that downfield threat, that touchdown catcher, okay, down the field. And, I mean, this guy is definitely one of your three best receivers. I think Calvin Austin III needs to be going back to his previous role of doing runaways on horizontal routes across the field, drags, slants, digs, and cross and deep crossers. That's the stuff Calvin Austin III does well. Big Mike can be the X guy. He can be going down the field on the fades and on the go balls. That's what Big Mike does. So let him do it. All right, plain and simply. Next week, he should have the playbook down. He should be a bona fide starter when this team plays the Ravens next week. Final thing here after this win here is what is the national media going to say now? All right, they're probably going to talk about how Russell Wilson didn't play great in this football game. That's probably what they're going to say. Oh, if Russell Wilson's only completing 50% of his passes, how can we call this team a competitor? I mean, that's an absolute bullshit, in my opinion, okay? Because this is a team that didn't play their best game today and still went up against a 7-2 football team on the road and came away with a gritty victory. All right, so I don't want to hear anybody doubting the Pittsburgh Steelers anymore as a legit top 5 Super Bowl caliber team, because this is the type of win that you're going to have in the postseason at least once to win a Lombardi trophy. Steelers proved today they can pull out a win like this, so what are they going to say now? So make sure you guys grade today's performance from the Pittsburgh Steelers down there in the comments section, A, B, C, D, or F. For me personally, I'll give them a B. All right, they didn't play great. It was far from a great performance from the Steelers, but when they needed to show up, the defense got stops and the offense scored touchdowns, plain and simply. Okay, so I'll give them a B. Still a lot of room for improvement. I can't wait to break down the film this week and completely roast Arthur Smith for how he used some of the personnel in this game. But plain and simply, man, it's a good win, but there's still a lot to improve, and I expect it to improve as the season goes on and Mike Williams gets more and more acclimated to this Steelers team. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. About 1,000 people subscribed to the channel today watching our live watch party. You can be the next one right now by clicking that subscribe button for our free and informative Steelers content every single day.